Good morning, lovers. This is Ree, the relationship guide of Your Black World and BlackLikeMoi.com. First off, before I start, I just want to say forgive the puffy left eye this morning. I have no idea what's going on with that. Today, I want to discuss how to move on after divorcing your high school sweetheart. I actually had a conversation with one of my clients this past weekend about this situation. She'd been with her, she married her high school sweetheart. They've been together since they were 15 years old. Unfortunately, they just recently divorced. She's 43, and she asked, how do I move on? So I gave her 3 principles to use or to take home with her that I'm going to share with you guys today. The first one is to start anew. Be prepared to start anew. You have to think about it. Your entire outlook on relationships was built on this relationship that you've had with this one person for, over 30, almost 30 years. And so given that everything that you've known or learned about relationships is coming from this one person, you do have to be prepared to start anew in terms of having an open mind and realizing that every man or woman is not like that person that you've grown to love and know over a course of almost 30 years. So you do have to be prepared to start anew. The second principle that I recommended for her was to be prepared for failed relationships. It's okay. It's just, it's a part of life as you transition into becoming a new person as it pertains to, dating and every other aspect of your life. There probably will be some failed relationships in between, and that's okay. Obviously, depending on how you handle them. I don't want someone to, become a train wreck after their first failed relationship after a divorce. So, do be prepared for that as much as you possibly can, and just know that it's a strong possibility that it may happen. And again, depending on how you handle it, how the relationship failed, I just ask that you please try to handle it as best as possible and know that there is a strong possibility that your first 1 or possibly even 2 relationships after a divorce may fail, and just take them as lessons learned. The final thing that I gave her to take home with her is to have fun. A lot of times when you're recently divorced, you go into new relationships and you're petrified. You don't know what to expect. You haven't been on the dating scene. You don't know what it's like to date anymore. You don't know how it feels to flirt. And again, it's okay. There are tons of a plethora of videos, books. Even if you just look outside your front door, it's several resources to connect with and ask about questions as it pertains to dating and getting to know someone. So utilize those things and don't be afraid. Step out of that shell. Now, the most important thing that I didn't mention in the beginning of this video is all of these principles are contingent upon you receiving the proper counseling after a divorce. As you guys know, a divorce can be a very traumatizing experience, not only for the children involved, but obviously for the persons involved, the immediate couple who is involved in the relationship. So I do strongly suggest that you receive counseling before you start dating, just to kind of refresh and get prepared for the next phase of your life. Even if you feel as if the divorce itself has been counseling, I still recommend that you get professional counseling from someone for at least a few months, just to make sure that you go through your period of growing and kind of getting to know yourself again. Because as many of you guys know, sometimes what happens is when you get into a relationship, especially one that you've been in for over 5 years or more, sometimes you may lose a sense of yourself, a sense of self. So again, these 3 principles are contingent upon you receiving the proper therapy or counseling that you need to move forward with your life. So best wishes to all of you. Obviously, I don't encourage divorce, but I know that people get them, and because of that, I wanted to share this information with you guys. Have a great day.